everyone. Welcome back to the Winter Circle with your girl, Tiffany. I am here to catch you up on the live feed to let you know what you have missed out on before I get started on this beautiful day. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. All right. Yes, this is my look for those of y'all who see me on your screen. I'm doing the best with what I got. Okay. Love it or leave it, but this is me. Now, this is our week of absolutely nothing. This is supposed to be the scary week, the scary verse week, right? Where we have Jared and Cam as zombies in the house. You all know by now that they played this game with their zombie stuff, and whoever won that zombie game is the one who gets to choose who will compete on Thursday to either stay in the house or leave. And it's so interesting for this to be a scary week. I have not seen anything scary. They got a gift basket the other day, and it was supposed to be from America, from us, our Americas. Okay. The live feeders that we wanted to send them something nice. If they took any of my money, I want it back because I was not involved in that. I had nothing to do with that. I hope they enjoyed it, but I could give less than a damn what they get because I didn't get no baskets. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to be nice today. I've just not seen much of a scary week happening. Don't know why it's scary week. Because nothing scary has happened at all, except we are still stuck with 3 evicted house guests in the game. That to me is scary and it should be reevaluated. So, all right, there was some hookups going on. I could frankly care less about Corey and America taking a shower together. And then Cameron is upset about it. And he has this crush on America. And he also has a conversation with Corey and they talk about America. And Corey says he doesn't really care about the America thing. And that opens the door for Cameron to feel like, well, he can openly or more assertively flirt with America. And so he does. And she flirts back. But I don't necessarily know that it's something she's comfortable with, because later on she will say she's not comfortable with the way Cameron flirts with her and the things that he says. And it's not that he says like things that are out of line. They just make her uncomfortable. She calls them level 1. We'll talk about that later on down the road. But it's interesting since we all want to talk about Cirie and who's running the game or what's going on in the house. If you remember last week, the house was completely against Jared, and with Cirie being a backup to Jared and also with Jared being evicted, that Cirie would be next. This week, Cirie has misted the house guests again, and we'll talk about it. So now that Jared is back as a zombie and he doesn't know if he's staying, he has been a little more tamed than he used to be running around the house. I guess either he feels like he's not in the game or maybe he has a feeling that he won't be coming back into the game. I'm not that psychic to predict this. I am psychic, but I'm not that psychic. So I don't know who's coming back. Plus, we don't know how these things really work, if it's organic or not. So I can't say. So we've got Cirie having many conversations to reconnect her with the other house guests. She'll have a conversation with Corey. She'll have a conversation with Jared. She'll have a conversation with Cam. She'll have a conversation with America. And the funny thing is that each one of them will leave the conversation with Cirie feeling way better, much closer, and a little less threatened by her than they did before they had it. And that I do consider to be a great social game. And that I also do consider to be a threat. So if it's me and you're changing my mind, and I actually played the game, and I do remember having a conversation, and I was like, it was 2 conversations I remember I had. One was SB and one was Alyssa Lopez. And I was like, wow, that was a really good pitch. If I didn't already have something in place, I really might consider that. but also the reason why you must go now. So no one's thinking like that. And I guess they just see Cirie as someone who is like not a immediate threat and they can get her out later. But as my dear friend Claire Rafis has said in the past, you can never really be too early, but you can be too late. So I hope that if anyone wants to win this game, that they strike before the time's right. So anyway, we've got a lot of things going on. Corey has proposed this alliance with Mimi, Felicia, and America. It's a fake alliance. It's, you know, he really wants to be with Bowie, Matt, Jag, and America. And he doesn't really trust Mimi as much as he trusts like Bowie. And he knows that Mimi's with Felicia, but he wants to get Mimi and Felicia to align with him in America so that they won't target Corey in America. Okay. But then as this week goes on, Corey will have conversations that will increase his threat level in the game. Although he just won his first comp, and it's interesting the damage he will do to himself with the things that he says and the conversations he'll have. But we'll get into that too. So Matt and Jag, well, Matt ends up talking to Felicia at the request of Corey to just like throw some dirt on him and not get her to think that they're working together. And in this conversation, Matt ends up really kind of believing what Felicia is saying about Corey in America and not really trusting Corey in America, and especially Corey. And it kind of backfires on Corey to send Matt to have this conversation with Felicia. And so now Matt is even more upset with Corey because of the things that Felicia is saying about Corey targeting Matt and Jag, because that's essentially what Felicia ends up saying to Matt is that, yeah, like Corey is targeting Matt and Jag. Corey is targeting you. And even though Corey has let Matt and Jag know, like, these are the things that I'm telling Felicia and Mimi, when Felicia relays it back to Matt, it's like, but it sounds like this could be true. I know that you're telling me that you're saying this to her and she's telling me that you're saying this, but it sounds too good and it doesn't sit well. So Corey is kind of overplaying, like, yeah, go and talk to Felicia. And, you know, and he told Matt and Jag that they have this fake Final Four. So it's a web of lies that will come back and bite him. And, you know, it probably won't be Thursday that he goes home, but he's got some eyes on him right now. So let's see. Jag is funny. Jag initially was targeting Cirie. That was even when Jared came back into the house as a zombie and Cirie sat down with Jag and had a conversation with him. He was very tight-lipped. He was not willing to open up. He was not giving her any information. He was just like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about that. I don't want to reveal that. I don't want to reveal any names. But he'll have a talk with Cirie and it will go fairly well enough that he is now focusing on Felicia and Corey, but mainly Corey now. So she's doing a really good job of making people trust her. And Jag isn't 100% there, but Cirie is not at the top of his list where she was just a week ago, or not even a week ago, just like a few days ago. So Cirie, shout out to Cirie. She's repaired majority of her relationships, if not all of them, after Jared had ruined them. And it seems like when people focus on the week coming up without having Jared there, they are more apt to work with Cirie without Jared being there. But if Jared stays, that potentially could damage her game. But she's having really good conversations that are leading people to believe that she's with them. Like Matt. Matt, like, no matter, he still trusts Cirie, and he keeps going around in circles about, does he trust Corey? Does he trust Cirie? Which side is he on? Who's playing him? Why did he end up getting um, playing for Vito and then not using it? And Corey and America are not playing at all. He will mind screw himself this week with trying to figure out where he's going wrong or who he should be with. And I don't know. Fact of the matter is, just kick all of them out. Just, what are you waiting for? So Corey will have a conversation with Cirie, and he'll tell her all about Jared, and he'll spill all of how things came to be and throw all of the blame on Jared, and then Cirie will like go to Jared and be like, "Yeah, you got to fix this." But even in that conversation, because he's revealing all of these things, he's trying to repair his relationship with Cirie as she's trying to repair her relationship with him. But he ends up spilling everything. And then he leaves the conversation. Him and America end up having a chat together after America chats with Cirie. And they both go, I just really trust her. We know we're getting played. But Corey will say to America, like, hey, don't forget who Cirie is. But it seems like everyone has forgotten, and maybe they don't know who she is, but everyone has forgotten that she has experienced 4 times a player in Survivor. Makes you way more experienced than a newbie in this game. Even if Big Brother is a new game for her, it's all a game of strategy, socialization, manipulation, skills, a tiny bit of athleticism. But they know she's more experienced than them, and they know that they're being misted, but they still can't help it. They're just going to go along with it. And somehow Felicia and Mimi are the target on one side, and Blue is doing a phenomenal job of making sure that Corey and America are being targeted from the other side. So, Blue, who had a final 2 with America, and I don't know if that actually still exists. Maybe America thinks that this final 2 between her and Blue is still a thing. And I assume that she does, because she will come and tell America. America will come and tell Blue some details that she should probably keep to herself. And Blue will repeat these things. So Blue completely throws Corey and America under the bus. America has been telling Blue things about Cam, who his targets are, that Cam is targeting Felicia. And in a conversation with America the day before, America tells Blue that Corey is going to put up Jag. And so then this will get out from Blue to Jag and Matt that Corey is targeting them. And they will believe that this is true. And they already kind of want to believe this because Felicia told them, but Corey told them this already. And the fact that Blue is saying this, that America told her, that Corey told her, that he wants to target Jag, they definitely now, they're not trusting Corey. So you've got this Blue, Matt, Jag situation, and Blue's done a really good job of separating and coming in between the relationship that Corey and America are trying to establish with Matt and Jag to get herself more solidified in this Matt and Jag alliance. And so she reveals to Matt and Jag that Corey thinks that Felicia and Mimi are going to nominate them, are going to nominate Matt and Jag. And she got this from America. And so they're kind of like, why is America giving you this information and not us? And so they're a little upset that they're not getting this information from Corey and America. And so Blue completely throws America under the bus. She's throwing out America's not a girl's girl. She said it so many times in different conversations with people that America's not a girl's girl. That definition has yet to be defined. Period. So to target Corey, Matt wants to tell people that Corey is going to be good in the mental comps in the end, because Corey has this whole conversation about the end game and who they need in the end and who's going to make it to the end and how they have to play in the end. And Corey has painted this picture of himself, although he's only won one competition, that he would be good at the mental comps at the end. And that's what it is at the end. It's these mental comps and I'll be good at them. And so now Matt and Jag are like, well, we don't need him in the end. So they're actually telling people, why would we keep Corey to the end? He's going to be good in these mental comps. And if Cameron stays, there's not a lot of people that are like targeting Cameron. So somehow in Corey's gameplay, between his showers with America, his late night pillow talks, his doing too much with America while he's laying next to Mimi. Well, not laying next to Mimi, I'm sorry, while Mimi is in the next bed. His fake alliance with Felicia and Mimi, his connection and alliance that he thinks he has with Bowie, which that will go to hell in a minute too. And I'll tell you why, because Matt will talk to Bowie and let me get to my notes because I really did jump there. Bowie tells Matt that Corey and America are trying to make a final three with her after she finds out that Corey and America supposedly have a final three with Blue. And so then, because Bowie feels that final three that Blue and that Jag and because Bowie feels that the final three that Corey and America are trying to have with Blue might be a thing, she's like, they try to do the same thing to me. So now she's not really trusting Corey and America, and Corey really expects to have Bowie like in his final three. So he has gone from being HOH to being the target, which essentially is this whole entire season. Like, everyone who has been HOH, with the exception of Felicia, and it's not that she hasn't been the target, she just wasn't the immediate target and she wasn't evicted, but every other HOH has gone from being HOH and then becoming the target. And so now that has essentially landed on Corey, but it's not because he was HOH. It is because he has talked too much, he has done too much, and he has painted this target on his own back with just over gaming. So, all right. So, the whole Matt, Jag, Blue thing pretty much is that they want to put Corey and America on the block. And Matt and Jag don't really want to do it because they don't really want to show their cards, which has like been their game this entire season. So they want to throw the HOH to Blue so that she can do it. But then I'm like, but is she going to do it? Because Blue talks a really good game. But do we really know what she's going to do? At one point, she was going to nom Cirie. When Jared won HOH, she went directly to the other half of the house and started throwing his business out there, wanted to target him. This man came back in the house and she's still laying next to him. I guess she said, I'm going to stick beside him. We really don't know what Blue will do. I don't. So it's unfortunate because Corey doesn't even realize that he's placed this target on his back. Now, Cameron won this Thursday's part of the competition where he gets to choose if he or Jared will do the challenge to decide if the challenge is completed, this competition is completed, they get to come back in. And if whatever, y'all know how it goes. I'm not about to explain that. So as of now, he wants to do it. He wants to be the one to do to do this challenge. But they're hearing it's kind of like the puzzle that oh, y'all know that girl's name. It's right on there. It's right there. It's a K or H, whatever. And the season 2, forgot that too. But the little puzzle, stand-up puzzle person. And so Jared, as of today, as of what is today? Today for me is Wednesday. So for you two, as you guys, it's yesterday. So as of yesterday, Jared is like, I think it's gonna be. I heard it's pretty easy. It looked pretty easy. It was only like a couple pieces. I think he's gonna try to do it. I really don't care which one of them does it, and I can't really even say I. So anyway, Cameron wants to target Felicia solely for the reason that he does not want Felicia in jury. He feels that whoever gets Felicia out of the game will not get her jury vote in the end. So he doesn't think she'll make a good juror. He thinks she'll be a bitter juror. So he wants her out of the game before jury. And if that were to be the case, that's legitimate. Like, there are people who you can be like, I don't know if I want that person in jury for me. We've seen bitter juries. We've seen bitter jurors. We know what can happen. So I can understand that. But where Cameron is basing his sentiments on this from, like where he's getting this from, that she wouldn't make a good juror, she's not going to vote for the person that gets her out. He's never really shown much respect for Felicia as a player. Even in his HOH, you remember him saying like, I'm not worried about Felicia. What can she do? She's just, I just need her here to cook for me. He's very opinionated, and he's expressive in his opinions too. So that's why we know what he's thinking. So he doesn't want her, but he also really wants to get rid of Corey. And the sentiments of the house, and I think the public too, is that Cameron wants to get rid of Corey so that he can be closer to America. And it's kind of weird. There's this thing going on where Cameron wants to flirt with America, and he sees her with Corey. And when he sees her with Corey, it appears like he doesn't like it. I don't know if he doesn't like it or not. I personally think that he may not even care because he doesn't take it seriously. He thinks that Corey is this little boy being used by an older woman. America has also told Cameron that, we are makeout buddies. We're friends. And, Cameron was like, I got to get me some better friends. Yeah. When I see my girls getting money from her friends, I be like, I got to get me some better friends. I understand what he meant. So it does come off, though, a little creepy when she is like expressing it makes her uncomfortable, and she doesn't like that Corey didn't, I guess, maybe say to Cameron that we're more than just friends instead of just being like, I don't care. She doesn't want to feel like she's being used. But I'm so confused because that man kept telling you in the very beginning that he had boundaries, and hand holding was the boundary. And he wasn't even trying to kiss, dry hump, squeeze on you. He wasn't trying to get you to ride him through the pants. He wasn't trying to do any of that stuff. So I really don't know how Corey became the person who's using you when you were the aggressor. And but that's fine. It seems very mutual now, and the boundaries have been crossed. And so now that you guys are doing whatever you're doing in the house, America doesn't want to feel like Corey is just using her, especially when he's telling Cameron, like, it's no big deal, whatever, you do whatever you want to do. And so none of that is game. And I'm really kind of disinterested in the whole thing, honestly. Tell that man he makes you uncomfortable, but maybe everything isn't that easy, and maybe I'm not the one to speak on it. So now, Cameron, Corey, and America tells Corey you should have a conversation with Cameron, to make him feel more at ease with you, to make you feel more comfortable. And Corey will have a conversation. That's the conversation he'll have. And that's when America will come up and Corey will be like, I don't really care, whatever. And then Cameron will take that as his door opener. And I can't understand how America's like, damn, you just said like you didn't care. And now this man is coming on to me even harder than he was before. So in that conversation, though, Cameron feels the conversation went terrible because he'll go back to America and be like, yeah, had a conversation with Corey. It was terrible. And she'll go, well, actually, she says first, like, yeah, Corey told me you had a conversation. He said it went well. And he's like, I thought it was terrible. And she's like, no, he thought it went well. So, Corey wants Cameron to think he wants to work with him. I think Corey does want to work with Cam because America keeps telling him, like, we should work with Cameron, and he doesn't want to be Cameron's target, but he's going to be Cameron's target because Cameron wants Corey gone so that he can either get to jury with America, because he did say it's going to be interesting in jury. And I don't know what he's expecting, but, it's creepy and it's unfortunate, but, I'm a person. I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet because I will tell you to get the fuck away from me. So sorry. America apparently still trusts Blue, and she's providing Blue with all of this information. And then Blue tells Jared this information, and they both want Corey and America out, which isn't anything new. When has Jared not wanted Corey out? I mean, he didn't get him out when he could have, when he was HOH, but he still didn't have much like or respect for Corey. So he, now they want them gone. And they want to tell Matt how Corey and America have this Final Four with Mimi and Felicia, but Matt and Jack already know. But Jared wants America to tell Matt so that Matt can have even less trust for Corey and America. So while America is telling Blue everything, Corey is hoping that Jag and Matt haven't told Blue about the Final Four that they have with Mimi and Felicia. And America is just completely clueless. Like, she's playing clueless. Like, yeah, I hope they haven't told Blue either. But she's already told Blue. She's told Blue way too much information. And Blue has used all of that ammunition to fire all of these bullets at America, using everyone else. So now the entire house has turned on Corey and America. They all want them gone. Blue will eventually have a conversation with Cirie in an attempt to try to, in this conversation that Blue has with Cirie, she's like saying, yeah, America says she had a conversation with you. She said that, like, she trusts you. She's not targeting you, which is really good news for Cirie. That's all she really needs to know. Like, and for her peace of mind is that, all right, America's not targeting me. So then that kind of lowers America's threat level to Cirie. But Blue really wants Cirie to be against America. So she'll tell Cirie that Felicia is proposing a Final Four with Corey and America, and yet America is still targeting Felicia to try to make America seem kind of sketchy a little bit so that Cirie just doesn't trust her. Like, see how sketchy she is. Felicia and Mimi are trying to propose a final four with her, and she still wants to target them. So, like, why would you trust her? But it's not really. I don't think it's really working. Um, but Blue has it out for Corey in America. She is trying everything she can, and I mean, honestly, she went to work this week, and it's really working. So, and Blue and Matt together, they just love being on the America hate train. They just are like, screw it, screw America, screw Corey. So Matt has a conversation with America later on. Now we're getting further along, and this conversation with Matt and America helps to diffuse the fire a little bit, and he will leave this conversation feeling like he can trust America more because he just really doesn't trust Felicia and Mimi. So because he's got someone to distrust a little more, it makes him trust America a little more than that. So she kind of worked to repair her reputation with Matt to help her become less of a target and on his radar. So Blue will inform Matt that she expects Corey and America are going to throw the HOH. And what that in turn does is lowers their, just lowers the idea that they are even a threat. Like, well, then if they're willing to throw the HOH, are they really against us, or are they really trying to get us out? And if they're willing to throw the HOH, then why do we feel like we need to be targeting them to get them out? But she's still throwing a lot of gas on their fire. Corey and America will have a chat. Oh, I already told y'all about that. Sorry, I'm reading through my notes. I had skipped ahead a little bit. I was just going to tell y'all about the little "he don't care, Corey doesn't care" comment that he made, and which got her all upset. And then Corey's like, why can't I just play Big Brother? And I almost feel bad for him because I think he did come into this house to play a game, and I think he got kind of, he bit off a little more than he could chew, but I think he got bit. So, it's a discussion that y'all not ready for. So, Cirie will work on Matt. She'll confide in him that she really did meet Ryan Lochte. She didn't mention it earlier in a conversation that they were having in front of the group because she didn't, she didn't want to, but she doesn't want to lie to him. And I do genuinely think that Cirie likes Matt and they have a really good relationship. And he just can't help it. Like, he trusts Cirie and he struggles going back and forth with where she falls on his ladder of eviction. And I just don't know if he'll ever be able to get her out of there, like, willingly, that he wants to. I don't know that he'll ever even want to. So Blue tells she wants to take out Corey next week to Cirie. And she gets, they are having this conversation about people want to target Felicia. People want Felicia out. But really, although she runs her mouth a lot, is she as big of a threat as Corey? No, Corey's a bigger threat. We need to get Corey out. And so now Cirie is kind of on board. She's on board with getting rid of Corey. So, I mean, this week kind of go to Blue as far as like somebody out there putting in the work to get the job done that they want done. And it's so crazy because Corey really didn't have this target on him, but he does now. So Blue will have another conversation with Mimi. And this conversation lasts for a while. And Blue will tell Mimi that, like, girls got to stick together. And they both, apparently they both need a friend. And Mimi is like, I love Miss Felicia, but I need like a girlfriend, like somebody to chat with. And I really do feel that. I don't know. I have a ton of girlfriends, girlfriends that I've had since I was like 8, 9. Me and my friends have been friends for a lifetime. And I've got a lot of girlfriends, and I really don't know like how to function really without them. And I remember that was one of my things, like going into the house, like, what about my girls? Like, who am I going to kick it with? How am I going to make it? But I did go into the house and make some great relationships. And I've seen Mimi all the way up to today, like kind of like a loner a little bit. And I'm like, dang, is that cool for her? Is she okay with that? Is she fine? She seems fine. But she does kind of say, like, I need a girlfriend. And her and Blue will chat. Blue will tell Mimi that she believes that Mimi and Corey are close, and that she heard that Corey was upset about Mimi picking him for the comp. Mimi says that Corey is manipulating and using everyone. So Blue is in turn trying to turn Mimi against Corey because she believes that they're close. And she'll tell her the things that she's heard Corey has said. She will also remain incessant that America is not a girl's girl, whatever that means, and that and then Blue tells Mimi that America's targets are Felicia and Mimi. Yeah, you girl. Yeah, her targets are going to be Felicia and you. And so Mimi is like, she says she's not surprised, but then Blue tells Mimi that Corey has told her that Mimi and Felicia are targeting Matt and Jag. And Mimi is like, what? And although she knows to herself, like, I am targeting them, she knows that she hasn't told that to America. And she's like, or Corey. She knows she knows she hasn't told it to Corey. So she's like, how did this come up and how can I diffuse this? And so then Mimi and Blue will come up with a laundry list of how to diffuse the fire, how to get Matt and Jag to not believe this. And they kind of already do, because they've been hearing it and they've been hearing it and they've been hearing it. So I think that this conversation may allow Blue an opening to Mimi, but Mimi seems pretty secure with the lock on her walls, like the walls are up. And so she's not someone who has played this game as, if you give me a little information, now I'm a water faucet, I'm giving you all of mine. So I don't see Blue making her way into Mimi's like world up there where she wants to be, but it may have bought her a little bit of time with this, like revealing these secrets. So Corey then will tell America that his idea is to put up Mimi and Blue and to backdoor Cam. But he really would like Blue gone, which is not bad for his game. It's really not, because Blue is destroying him and America. And so, but it's putting Mimi on the block that might create an even bigger problem for him, because you don't really have her looking directly at you right now, Corey. And if you do that, then you give her a reason to target you over anyone else, because you have jeopardized her game. So he thinks that Blue is Matt and Jag's Bowie, and which he thinks that Bowie is him and America's source and their final three, and she's giving them information, or she's keeping a lookout for them. And he thinks that that is what Blue is for Matt and Jag. So he wants to get rid of Blue in the hopes that it will bring Matt and Jag closer to Corey and America, and that will be who they have. But I don't think that they see the relationship that Matt has with Cirie and the relationship that Cirie may have with other people, even Jag, even though he was kind of like looking at her sideways, he not looking at her so sideways anymore. He's kind of like, all right, I'm looking at you sideways, but I'm gonna go over here and get somebody else out, but I'm still coming for you. But he's not coming for her right away. So Cirie went from a couple of days ago, last week, being like the next target to now the target is like Felicia from half of the people and Corey in America from the other half. And there's still this up in the air thing about Jared or Cam returning to the game and which one, how they work with them on the way out. And I believe it was like, it was Matt or Jag saying whichever one of them comes back, like we need to work closely with them. If it's Matt, if it's Cameron, we know that he's gonna have no, if it's Jared, they were like, we know that he's going to be with Blue. I don't know who's Cameron's going to be with. It might be better for Cameron to come back and then they can just vote him right back out. And I don't know why no one, unless they are saying whoever comes right back in, they go right back out. And Corey is still trying to figure out if he's eligible to play in this week's HOH, which I think he should be, because there is no HOH. So I was HOH. Now there is no HOH. I should be able to play in the next HOH, but I'm not sure. I think that these rules may be made up as we go along. And I have no idea who came up with this week. If I were a betting woman, I would think that this week was not in the books to go this way. And I don't know how we got here, that there was nothing this week, but who am I? I'm a viewer at this point with an opinion. So that was our week of no game, no HOH, no veto, no nominations, just Jared and Cameron, zombies in the house, playing a game to see who will play the game on Thursday. Cameron will make that decision. He wants out Felicia because he doesn't want her in jury, or Corey so that he can be with America in jury. And he's already talking about going to jury. And I'm letting anybody who want to go to jury probably stay in the house, because you can definitely go to jury. But, you know, people will say that. I just want to make it to jury. I just want to make it to jury. Then you just want to make it to final four. Then you just want to make it to final two. I don't really know. Oh, I'll tell y'all something that just happened though. So Corey has a conversation with Felicia. And in this conversation, he brings up the fact that everyone was kind of targeting Cirie last week, but now like people seem to be really good with her now after she's had conversations with people. And Felicia will be alone and she will go, you know, she would just be mind boggled by the fact that Cirie was the target last week and now no one is thinking about her. And I think this is about to get Felicia's ball to rolling. But when Felicia's ball rolls, baby, it rolls. And so I don't think these thoughts are going to stay in her head. She's going to talk to somebody who's going to talk to somebody who's going to talk to somebody. And I don't think she's going to be comfortable with knowing that Cirie has moved the target off of her own back, because it kind of goes back and forth. The target is either on Cirie or it's on Felicia, or it's on Cirie or it's on Felicia. And so right now, Felicia knows that it's off of Cirie. So she may be wondering if it's back onto her, because remember, she was on the block and she was almost about to go home. And so she's not that safe. No one is. But on Thursday, I can't tell y'all what's going to happen and I have no idea. But we'll find out who's going to stay. And it would just suit us all if they sent everybody home. But anyway, that's my time. Thank you for catching me and allowing me to catch you up on the live feeds on what you missed. Hopefully we will have a better week of feeds this coming week. And we are only halfway through the season. Pray for me. It's a long one. This is a long season. A long one. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next week. Be kind.